Hey guys, today we're going to be doing the how-to video on how to pressure test or test for the pressures on your BobLong G6R. Now, a couple of things you're going to need is your BobLong G6R. You're going to need a low pressure tank, which we have here, set at 450 psi, and then you're going to need a pressure tester. As you can see here, these are specifically made for the G6R, which is what you need. You're going to need an Allen key to adjust your LPR and your HPR, and if you're inside like me, you might need a microfiber rag or something like that to muffle the sound. So, first things first, I'm trying to hurry through this because we just applied Loctite to our thing from the general maintenance video. But first thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the LPR. So we're just going to unscrew the LPR like so, hopefully, and get this taken off. There we go. Then we're going to go ahead and take the LPR, or the pressure tester, if I can get it right, and screw it in where the LPR went. And you just screw that into it. Stops turning, obviously, like that. And you're going to take your LPR and go ahead and screw that into the tip of this, so it's just like a really long LPR extender. Now, you cannot do this with the barrel on, obviously, because the barrel will not screw into it, because the pressure tester itself is in the way. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and take your tank and screw it into your ASA, and I'm going to go ahead and take it off camera here really fast so I can do that. We have about 1,000 psi, and if I can get it done here, we have about 1,000 psi in our tank, and I cannot for the life of me get the thread in. 1 second. Okay, so there we go. So there is the tank on the pressure tester. Now the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and make sure our rammer and everything's good, and we're going to air up the marker. Okay, so our marker's aired up. Now the first thing next thing we're going to do is go ahead and turn on the marker with the eyes off, because we don't need them. Okay, now there's 2 gauges on the LPR, or the pressure tester, excuse me. One is for the LPR, which is not that one, that's the HPR, and then the next one is for the LPR. They recommend setting both of these to a certain standard setting. However, if you have a chrono card, you will want to set those exact pressures to what is on the chrono card, which I highly recommend doing. I unfortunately don't have a chrono card with me for this particular marker, and yours will be different. Each chrono card is different just due to the fact that each gun has a different, better operating pressure. So your high pressure regulator, or excuse me, your low pressure regulator needs to be set at a suggested initial setting of 70 psi. So we're going to go ahead and check on our gauges here, and I don't know if you guys can see this. We're going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Our LPR is set to 0. Now that's just due to the fact that we just maintenance this. So we're going to go ahead and turn this in. Okay, so now we've got about, looks like 80. I cannot see because the little needle is in the way. Yes, 80 psi, and we obviously need to go down from that, so we're going to go ahead and dry fire. As you can hear, it's firing pretty high. Now we're down to about 50 or 60. We need to go to 70. Now this is a little bit weird on this particular pressure tester. I'm trying to do this upside down, which is very hard to do. But it looks like we're at 60 or 70. So we're going to need to go up a little bit. And go ahead and shoot again. And we're going down, okay. So that might be a tiny bit high, so back it down barely a notch. And we're setting at just about 70, I would say. So we're going to go down a tiny bit more. And that went up just a tiny bit. Their adjustments on these are very slim. Okay, so that's about set at 70. So now we're going to go over to the high pressure regulator, which is this gauge over here, which you should be able to see here. And we're going to set our high pressure regulator to, I believe it is 150 psi, or excuse me, 180 psi. And right now we're setting at 200. So we're going to need to turn this out, and go ahead and dry fire this again. Okay, so we're dropping a little bit here. Again, we're going to go the other way. I keep turning it backwards because I'm trying to do this upside down. So Okay, go down a little bit more here. And a tiny bit more. Okay, and we're setting right about the 180 range. Now, whenever you go out to the field, you're going to go ahead and set your HPR to whatever you need it to be to get it to chrono at your correct setting. However, your LPR should be okay, and once you've got those set in, you can always critique it and everything to exactly what you want. If you have a chrono card, again, I highly recommend setting to exactly what those chrono cards say for your specific marker. However, if you don't have one like me, your manual tells you about the setting you want it to be, and then you can fine tune it from there to find exactly what your marker needs to be shooting at to get the most performance out of it. So that's pretty much it. Now what you can do, once you've got those two set, you just degas your marker. I apologize if this is zoomed in too much. So, degas your marker there. Make sure there's nothing left in it. Go ahead and unscrew your LPR. Like so. Go ahead and take out your pressure tester and put your LPR back in, and you should be able to go out and play. Now again, you'll want to chrono this every time you go out to your field to make sure it's shooting at the correct chrono speeds. That way you're not blowing people's heads off or anything like that. And when you adjust that, you want to adjust it through the HPR. And that's really all there is to pressure testing. It's really simple. I highly recommend buying one of these. I know they're like another extra $25 to $50 depending on where you buy them, but they are a necessary upgrade. It should really come with the marker, to be honest, but it doesn't, so you can't say much, but I definitely recommend picking one of those up right away because you're going to need it anytime you maintain your gun and to get it shooting to the most efficient and best way for your marker to be shooting. So that's pretty much it. That's again been the how-to video on how to set your pressures on your your BobLong G6R. You're gonna need the pressure tester, which I highly recommend, and it's very hard to do without that. So I definitely recommend picking one of those up and using them. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below, or check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/nice2me2 as my username. And you can find me over there, or go to my YouTube channel page, and there will be a link on the right hand side for the Facebook page as well. If you have any comments or anything about this specific video, please leave them in the comment box below, or if you have any video ideas, I'll be happy to take them as well. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this has helped, and have a nice day.